Phil Taylor on the bullseye and will go first. Gary Anderson has beaten Jamie Caven, Stephen Bunting and Adrian Lewis. Phil Taylor has beaten Darren Webster, Michael Smith, who Gary Anderson sponsors, and Wes Newton in the last round. Slow start for Phil. Sluggish, nervous. Kidding me, aren't you?
41.
Well, not quite like conceding a goal in the first 10 seconds of a football match for Gary Anderson, but it's not the ideal start. It is only the first leg, though.
42.
In a race to 17, and Dave Clark saying, quite rightly, that it's 7 years tomorrow that Phil Taylor last lost a game on this stage.
140.
Terry Jenkins was the man who defeated him. Since then, Wayne, 23 players have tried to beat Phil Taylor at the Winter Gardens, and 23 have failed. James Wade actually 4 times. Anderson, the 24th to try. Will he succeed?
100.
Only time will tell. But after the 41 as an opener, Gary is back in the groove.
140.
Well, a leg that seemed to have been over before it begun is alive.
60.
It's alive now, all right, isn't it? If Anderson can put in a third 140.
Good marker. Cracking second.
140.
Quality third.
Who you require 119.
You see the look on Phil's face. Already he knows Gary's in the mood for this. That leaves 62. Treble 12. Well, that leaves the bullseye. How many of these has he hit in his career? Well, wherever it was, it's another one on top. What a start for Phil Taylor. It was only a holder throw, but there was pressure on already.
100.
Started with a 180, finished with a 119. Check out. His record on this stage, played 91, 185, lost 6. Compared with Anderson's played 11, won 6,
99.
lost 5. There isn't really a comparison. Oh yes. Oh yes!
190.
Each dart was right in the middle of the 60. And the next one just followed it. Gary has got the line, he's got the weight.
140.
Against Adrian Lewis, he showed a determination. Showing it again.
100.
Switching. Successfully.
136. Gary, you require 121.
Phil Taylor's left the 126 that he took out 3 times in one match earlier in the tournament. And he will be getting a stab at it. Saw him take it out on the bull, we saw him take it out on double 6.
57. Gary, you require 126.
119 finish in the first leg. Treble 19 again to start the combination. That is awkward. Can he hit the 57 from there? The answer is no.
58. Gary, you require 64.
Oh, it's the first dart that caused the problem. Anderson looking at 64. Choice of double. Double 16 is his choice. And what a choice.
Stars in the second leg. Gary Anderson. The leg filled to
The improvement
Rover.
in Gary Anderson's double hitting over the last year or so has been quite incredible. In the Premier League in 2013, over just 9 matches, it was 28%, which is poor. And in the Premier League this year, playing 17 matches, it was 43%. And he's kept up that standard throughout this tournament. So the difference between the two is gone from hitting 1 in 4, just over 1 in 4, to hitting just under 1 in 2. That's an incredible difference.
34. 100.
Tremendous start. Both players touching 110. Shades of the final here last year between Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis. Taylor averaged 110 all the way through, and Lewis was 105.
134.
You just think that this is going to carry on like this, don't you? Please, fellas, please carry on. 57 for 36. Wasn't thinking of the bullseye at all. Double 18. Double 9. It's not a bad double for Phil.
75. Very required 161.
May not matter. Well, he will get another 3. Although Anderson is now just behind you,
121.
Phil.
Do you require 18?
Got to go north. North. Why didn't you listen second dart, Phil?
Will play Gary to throw first.
Well, over 20, 25 years, Phil Taylor has been the best at many different aspects of darts, Wayne, but one of the things he's been the best at is hitting a double with the third dart in hand.
It's heartbreaking sometimes. You think, oh, I've got him. And then quickly your mind tells you that you haven't, and you're in all sorts of trouble. Because you end up starting the next leg poorly-ish.
Yeah.
And he starts well. Case in point here.
He's done it twice in this match with last dart in hand, and Anderson's last dart in hand finds the treble 20 like the previous 2. And it's the Scotsman's second maximum of the match.
Lovely weighted dart, the last one from Phil. Well, he doesn't have to go for a 60.
80.
Well, he's left a finish, but it's not the one he wanted.
This finish is going to be considerably more manageable.
140.
Even though he didn't find the red bit with a third dart, you'd either be on 121, the 167. Or would you? Or would you, Gary?
142. Who you require 121.
Missed the bullseye, Gary Anderson. Will Phil have a shot at the bullseye, or maybe better? Treble 11 leaves 28, 11 leaves ball. That leaves the little red bit. Is it already in this match?
96.
Not then.
Gary required 25.
Well, leg 4 has turned out into a who can go out quickest from 25 competition in the end. Double 12, Anderson's pick. Brilliant. Terrific. From Gary Anderson, only 3 shots at a double in the match. One of those was at the bull, and he's hit 2 of them.
Game on.
Just looks so accomplished on the finishing. Not switching. Correct not to. Now does. That is brilliant from Phil Taylor. First dart slightly above. Clearly didn't like it, but stayed there because he knew he could fit 1 in there. And then switched for the 57 and hit that as well.
Anderson 2 from 3, Taylor 2 from 7, and though 4 of those missed doubles from Phil Taylor were in leg 3, which he ultimately won, so rendered irrelevant misses in the end.
140.
Good switch in. This game has to come down to moments of brilliance rather than a poor visit being punished, because you just cannot see the players missing a lot. They just look on form.
139. Who you require 84.
Phil Taylor looking for an 11 dart leg to close out this mini session. Double 8. He's taken a little bit of a chance, and it's paid off. And Phil Taylor goes out in a dozen darts. This is a very, very high-quality contest. In the second semi-final, as Michael van Gerwen awaits the winner, Phil Taylor has the early edge over the Flying Scotsman. It's 3-2 to the Power.
Will it be Phil Taylor or Gary Anderson? The Power currently leads 3-2. Bit of a shoddy start for both, just averaging 109. Phil Taylor in the first leg took out 119 after Gary Anderson had hit 3 140s on the trot. This is a high-quality contest.
Yeah, the only real difference is the fact that Phil Taylor's thrown first in 3 legs and Gary Anderson in 2, and Anderson now looking to level it up with the darts in leg 6. Picture book start.
140.
Six 140s apiece. Look at those averages. Sky high. Doesn't really get a lot better than that as a contest, does it?
Well, we've mentioned a few times it was 2007 when Taylor last lost on this stage. That was the year that Gary Anderson last defeated him in a TV knockout game in the final of the World Darts Trophy. Anderson took Taylor apart 7-3. But since then, he has had a couple of wins in Premier League games in the round robin, but hasn't had a knockout victory over this man.
96.
He's had some successes on the tour and he's done okay against Phil. But as you said, Rod, on the big stages, he's kind of come up short. But he's playing proper darts now.
Yeah. Well, he's had a couple of spikes, hasn't he? 2007 when he was brilliant, mentioning that game. 2011, another annus mirabilis for Gary Anderson, runner-up in the World Championship, won the Premier League, runner-up in the Players' Championship finals as well. Now looking at 1-2-1. Double 18.
85.
Phil, since 2008, has been unbeaten in, well, 2007 as you know, but the semi-finals he's played since, his lowest average was against Simon Whitlock, and it was 103.41. So don't expect Phil Taylor's average to drop that amount. And if Gary Anderson keeps making mistakes like that, it could be curtains.
Well, the old frailty on the doubles creeping back in. And Phil Taylor is just the man to punish. Just the man to punish. And Gary Anderson knows that was a problem entirely of his own making.
Taylor held that advantage gained from the break-in throw as we pick up the action in the 13th leg.
He's now not just relying on his ability, the ability he's got is just outstanding.
96.
He's working at his game, he's trying to improve, and he has.
Well, there are those that point to the fact that he became a father again at the beginning of April when his girlfriend Rachel gave birth to little Ty, and the theory of the nappy factor first advanced to the turn of the century by golf expert Keith Elliott, that when a son is born to a golfer, they've gone on to win majors within 12 months. Tiger Woods famously did it. Didn't seem to have any discernible effect on my golf, Wayne, but or darts. But it's affected Anderson's, it seems, as he hits his 7th 180 of the match. 7 maximums for Anderson in the middle of the 13th leg. Taylor just a solitary one.
Phil just not thinking at all.
60.
Hits the 21st dart. Should have switched away somewhere, but didn't.
128.
This really is some contest.
Well, Gary Anderson here has got the whiff of a break and throw in his nostrils.
$139. Gary, you require 108.
Half a chance, but it has to be taken. Tops. Yes! Oh yes! Gary Anderson is now back on throw in this darts match. If he can hold on to his darts in leg 14, it'll be a level game once more. And he was 3 behind not long ago.
14th leg, Gary to throw first. Game on.
Gary has said many times that in practice, over 3-4 hours, he's averaged 120. We're yet to see that kind of average, but he knows he can keep this up, and I believe him. This is amazing.
140.
Look at that. This is the 14th leg, not the 4th. No signs that any of these two are going to go off the boil.
100.
The doubling is good, the scoring is superb. The competitiveness of both there to see.
40.
Well, 140 doesn't really hurt Gary.
99.
Well, this is an average from Anderson that's just below the top 20 televised three-dart averages in the history of darts. Won't be surprised to learn that Phil Taylor holds 18 of the best 20. Only Raymond van Barneveld and Darryl Fitton have their name in the Hall of Fame, apart from this man.
None of mine in there, no. How far are you going down, man? Keep scrolling, keep scrolling.
105.
Trying to level up the match. 2 double tops, perhaps, Gary? Oh, it's magnificent. It's majestic.
Gary Anderson.
From the King of Scotland, Gary Anderson. That was sensational. Exhibition darts, and he's levelled the match.
Game on.
Has that rattled the great man?
Phil is a funny one to read. You can think to yourself, and I'm talking as a player now,
85.
right, I seem to have you, I really do. And he somehow manages to keep hitting the 60 bed.
139.
Gary is not relenting. This is a match. Something like you don't see very often. 2 players at it. 2 players refusing to lose.
100.
You look into Gary Anderson's eyes and you see a belief now where before you saw frailty and a lack of confidence, but you look at Anderson now and you think, yeah, I actually believe that you believe.
Perfect dart for Phil. Surely. Surely indeed.
Only a second, but what a time to get it. Just when his throw was coming under threat again.
98. Phil, you require 136.
Just a ton would do. Now looking for a score of 96.
58.
He has left the door ajar for Gary. If he can hit a big one here, that 78 would be under pressure. If he could hit a big one here. Of course he's going to hit a big one here. What am I on about?
138.
Well, whatever happens in the next half a dozen darts, Phil Taylor will be very glad of the break, because this session he's been steamrolled by Anderson, who's all over him like a rash. Taylor wants 78 to go back in front. Going to get one dart and one dart only at double. And he has missed. And now Gary Anderson has his chance to take the lead in this match for the very first time.
Treble 20. Single 8. Tops. It goes in. Gary Anderson is hitting tops for fun. But Phil is not finding it fun, is he? 8-7 to Gary Anderson. The Flying Scotsman is electric. Eight, 7 up. He was 7-4 down, reeled off the last 4.
He's in the lead for the first time in the game.
$137. $140.
Banged in a dozen of those, 140 plus. Scores between 140 and 177. And then 7 of 180 precisely to average 107.
137.
Out averaging Phil Taylor.
Phil has effectively stolen the darts. Another one plunked on top of that. That's perfect. That really is. What a great leg from Phil after going behind.
Needs the lot here.
140. Do you require 87?
Might just about give him a squeak. Might not. Double 18 for 8 each. Well, it has given Anderson just a squeak, and he's had a 108 and a 105.
Do you require 100?
It's only one treble to double.
Treble 18 now. Double 16.
74. Will you require 36?
Double 18 again. 3 misses, the same target. Not a fourth though, as he adjusts to level the game.
Ten legs apiece. It really could not be closer. There's nothing in the stats to suggest that either is going to fold or do anything we're not expecting them to do. This is brilliant.
It's Phil Taylor's 17th World Matchplay semi-final. He's won 14 of the previous 16. Lost one to Terry Jenkins, as we mentioned. James Wade went on to win the tournament, and he lost one to Peter Manley in 1999. Rod Harrington won the tournament.
140.
The only person to have ever beaten Phil Taylor and go on to lift the trophy was Peter Everson. Beat Phil 8-1, my God.
140.
96.
It's still 10-10. Taylor and Anderson are at the midway point of leg 21. First to 17, remember, but you must win by 2 clear legs.
Not a bad leg, this, is it? Scoring boots on. Gary Anderson is on 98 after 9 darts and is in severe danger of losing the leg and not getting a shot at it. Ball for 32, 11 dart leg, have some of that.
Phil Taylor edges in front once more.
91.
It's been only one moment in the match at 8-7. It's Gary Anderson led. They played 21 legs. Anderson has led once. It's all about getting your head in front
130.
right at the end of the match.
$140.
21 40s for Gary, 21 for Phil. 7 180s for Gary, 3 for Phil.
96.
All equates to 104 average. What a performance from both.
Well, that leaves the jackpot finish, the Hollywood finish. Phil Taylor admonishes himself for a loose dart, but there's been very few of them
25. Gary, you require 170.
over the piece.
Yes, another. Oh, go on, Gary, and again. If he does it again, he gets the leg. That would be my rules anyway.
There's no time for frivolity in a World Matchplay semi-final, Wayne. Well, that was a how's your luck moment, wasn't it? We'll never know what would have happened, but he certainly would have been a lot closer to the finishing post in 85, wouldn't he?
Could be the undoing of him. 54. What a finish from Phil. This would be the highest finish of the match. Double 16. 82 in the last leg in 2. And now a 1-4-6 finish. There we see Rachel. That's Gary Anderson's girlfriend. She appreciates that.
Very sporting. Very sporting indeed.
Bit of class, that.
Indeed.
23rd leg, Phil to throw first.
Indeed.
Game on.
Well, if there is a positive in the wreckage at the back end of that leg for Gary Anderson, it at least means, I think, that Robin Hood shot didn't really mean too much. I don't think the other dart would have found the treble 20. Anyway, it's academic now.
58.
He's 2 behind again, and it's getting to a crucial point.
Only 58. I was going to say, got to jump on it, but of course he's jumped all over it. Oh, Phil laughing away.
Well, Phil Taylor has hit him with some heavy artillery here. 11 darter to go 11-10, then a 12 darter 1-4-6 out to go 12-10. So he's hitting with a couple of haymakers there. If Anderson's still standing in 2 or 3 legs' time, Phil Taylor might start to think, well, hang on a minute. I've clouted you a few times, pal, and you're still on your feet.
I've hit you with my big uns and you're still there. This is a brilliant leg against the darts for Gary Anderson. Phil just taking his time to throw his first dart. And what a dart it was. Again, it has to be.
140.
No, just his 23rd 140.
Anderson's response in this leg has been world class.
137.
Breathtaking stuff off the back of being hit with a 1-4-6 out from the power.
Well, it's been no on perfection. 451 points scored
140.
in 9 darts.
Gary, you require 50.
10. Tops.
On the 23rd leg.
Fantastic.
Gary Anderson.
Absolutely fantastic. And the hordes, Wayne, who've come climbing over Hadrian's Wall to watch Gary Anderson play are delighted. That was fantastic from Gary Anderson, it really was. Now he's got a chance to level up again on his own darts. What a match we're witnessing. We saw a brilliant first semi between Michael van Gerwen and Simon Whitlock. Great, great match. Van Gerwen just scrambled through.
Oh, Gary, a 61st dart and only 83. Phil, it's a 61st dart and ends up with a score of 177. Under pressure again, the Scotsman. Like you said, Rod, he's got some serious support here, Gary. Can he reach the final for the first time? Michael van Gerwen is through to the final for the first time.
25.
Well, whoever wins this semi-final, one can only predict a sensational denouement to the tournament. Oh, this is superb. This is vintage Anderson, his 9th maximum.
Nine maximums. That is, as you can see, 12 in the match. For those not very good at math, Phil has 3.
140.
Fantastic leg from Phil Taylor. 9 darts thrown by the power. It's left a manageable finish, very manageable in fact.
58. Will you require 89?
Professional dart players like the 89 finish because the 57 is kind of on the same level as 32. Well, not so easy now. Double 5.
79.
The width of a wire away from a 2-leg lead again.
20.
Well, the way Anderson's darts go in, that means he's darted himself horribly. Yeah, had to go bull. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, you can think it was a bit of an exhibition shot, but if you don't fancy it, you don't fancy it. You've got to do what's right for you right then. Does Phil fancy this? Does he? Does he?
6.
Double 17 for a level match again. 12 legs apiece. Rachel's clearly enjoying this. 1. Double 8.
26.
Messy. It's all got a bit messy.
Will we require 4?
Well, in and amongst a magnificent match, these are the legs that have you on the edge of your seat. Who won it in leg 24? A double won it.
In charge in a 24 flag.
You can laugh when you win them, but when you lose them, it is a sickening body blow.
Welcome back to the Winter Gardens in Blackpool for the World Matchplay. It's the race to the final. Taylor leads the way by 2 legs from Gary Anderson with a winning line in sight now. This is the 27th leg.
Only a break behind now is Gary Anderson. And he knows he has to attack this. He's broken Phil 4 times, so he knows he can do it. But Phil really has put a little spurt on.
140.
Super after the first dart. You know you've got to keep matching Phil, dart for dart. This is some match we're being treated to. Look at that.
100.
Well, whatever the deficit, however desperate it's becoming, there has been no concession from Gary Anderson. There has been no capitulation.
37.
Sometimes when Phil Taylor gets into the position like this, Wayne, a couple of legs clear with the finishing line in sight, you see no way back. You see no conceivable way that he could lose.
140.
But you just feel here that this isn't quite over yet, no matter how desperate it's becoming for Anderson.
Gary has shown just so much quality that you can't rule him out of any leg.
54.
Gary felt that was the only way to leave a shot out. Will we get a poke at 170? Yes, he will. Phil was looking for treble 15 to leave double 8. Earlier in the match, he was looking at the 11 to leave the ball route. He's taunting him. You can't hit this, Phil's saying. But can he? Can you, Gary?
145.
Well, Phil Taylor there.
16.
took a gamble. And he almost put all his money on red and saw the ball drop into zero, but it's not zero now. It's double four, and Phil Taylor dodged one there. Remember, he did this against James Wade in the match play. He turned down a ball finish against Wade and almost paid the penalty, and that was in a big game a couple of years back.
Games are won on such fine margins. You choose to go for it or you don't. But you should always take your opportunity. You should try to close the leg or match out, whatever it is. Relying on your opponent, as good as Gary Anderson, to miss. Oh.
Yeah, it was the 2012 final. He let James Wade have a go at 140 and he wired double 10. And Phil Taylor said afterwards that had he hit that double 10, he really believed he would have lost. Phil Taylor, he believes Wade would have beaten him. Yeah, he was prepared to take the chance again. Anderson with 10 180s to Phil Taylor's 5, and the finishing stats, well, comparable.
$137.
Another cover shot goes in for the power. Remember, this is Phil Taylor, the man that couldn't qualify for the semi-finals playoffs for the Premier League. He was looking beaten. He was in a relegation spot for most of the Premier League.
One of the early defeats was against Anderson.
Indeed, lost 7-5, and then he drew 6 apiece next time round. So this is a superb effort from Phil Taylor, not to just get back to a standard, but to this standard. So mentally strong.
134.
You're witnessing a classic from the Winter Gardens here on this match play stage.
Gary Anderson has 3 darts in his hand to close back to within a couple of legs. And he has done so. 2 in it again, 15-13. He's one break down, Gary Anderson. So he has to break Phil Taylor either in this leg or Phil Taylor's next throw. If he doesn't, it's good night, nurse.
Only 99.
Oh, wonderful. I'm the man. You are the man, Gary. 11 maximums. Phil Taylor's had 5. Has to break Phil Taylor. He has to be thinking in his head, Wayne, every time Phil throws first, I've got to go out in 12 or fewer.
Indeed, that's exactly what he's thinking. Brilliant reply. But the leg still with Gary if he can carry on hitting the 60 bed. Go on, Gary, that's 5.
140.
What an effort under this pressure.
Is that a 9-dart televised finish? Before, oh, look at him come again. Look at him come again. What a leg. Gary Anderson has hit Phil Taylor with 180, 140, and Phil Taylor is going to have the opportunity to go out in 11 again. Anderson can do no more here.
Do we require 85?
57 for 28. Well, he attempted this before and missed double 14. Will he miss this time? Now double 7. Big dart. Phil Taylor gets it. You beauty, he said. And it was 1 leg away from a place in the final. Yet again.
100.
Well, over the years, Phil Taylor has produced some staggering performances and collected trophies like some people collect stamps. But in the last 9 legs. Taylor's won 6 of them. And I don't think you could see him play much better. He's had 2 12-dart finishes and 2 11-dart finishes, and you're talking right when it really matters, when it really counts, and it's been breathtaking. And Anderson is throwing everything at him and playing fantastically.
Phil Taylor has alluded to the fact before that if you can kick on and get better after 20 legs, you will be hard to beat. And that's exactly what has happened here. What a magnificent game. Phil's poorest leg of the match so far.
140.
You will not want to give Gary Anderson an easy ride at all in any part of this leg or match, because you just keep them under pressure and people miss.
123.
First job for Gary Anderson to do is to hold. He can't get ahead of himself. He's got to hold first, then he can start to contemplate what's lying ahead of him, and that would be that he would have to win the 31st leg of this match on Phil Taylor's throw.
140. Gary requires
if you offered
61.
that to him now, he would take it. Double 18. What a brilliant leg.
Gary Anderson.
This is the one.
This is
31st
it.
leg, Phil to throw first.
This is
Game
it.
on.
You'd love to know exactly how many times Phil Taylor has stood to the hockey to throw for a darts match. Close the game out. Shut the door.
134.
One thing is for sure, just one treble throw will not be enough for this man. Has to keep hitting 2 trebles per throw just to potentially
91.
get a chance. Got to switch again.
96.
That's 4 cover shots from Phil, 3 hit. Come on, he said, Gary.
99.
Not enough, and he knows it, and he knows it. That's the main thing.
No, that's the lie he didn't want, and so's that, for that matter. Oh, now then, what has happened there?
Phil seemed to be trying to play safe, keep them straight.
100.
There was a distinct lack of aggression in the 3 darts he threw. There you see, puff of the cheeks.
Well, that's a better miss than in the last leg. Yeah, that's much, much better, and that moves him to within sight of the finishing line.
Only 41. Phil Taylor,
92.
I feel sure, will start on the 60 bed to leave 32 that he's been deadly on. 72 now. That leaves double 18 to wrap this up.
56. Gary, you require 170.
Well, as last chances go, this is just about as desperate as it gets. Another tough, very tough. Leaves tops.
30.
There was nothing wrong with the effort from Gary Anderson. It just didn't go in. To wrap up what has been one of the best semi-finals we've ever seen here at the match play.
No score.
They were flaky. Nerves took over.
This game is not over.
Gary Anderson.
Phil Taylor has missed 4 match darts to get rid of Gary Anderson.
Game on.
Gary's still here, Phil. And he's throwing to level the match and send it into extra time.
93.
I'm not sure if the first dart unnerved Phil because it was so far away, but the second two were just thrown terribly. They were flopping into the board. These aren't.
140.
Well, again, he is the best in the business at removing failure from his mind.
97.
Removing the past from his mind and concentrating only on the future. There's still a chance to win this before extra time, Phil Taylor, if he can win this leg on the Anderson throw. And this is a brilliant start. You have to say, Wayne, after missing all those darts for the match, he's gone 140, 140.
Especially doing this after blowing it.
140.
Blowing the chance he had. Credit to Gary Anderson for the 130 to put Phil under pressure the previous leg. But now Phil is getting his own back.
140.
Well, you have to hand it to him. You have to hand it to both of them. Served up a classic.
130.
Good thinking.
81.
Will get 2 darts at a double, Gary Anderson, if. That is a massive if. Phil Taylor does not hit 24, but he does with an 11 dart finish.